Was waiting for a response from me. Okay. What the other thing?
You what?
What the other thing was now?
Good question. Well, let's go ahead and call this meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Everybody want to stand for the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Roll call.
Tina Pennington present.
Craig Conyer present.
Mayor present.
Sharon Spears present.
Katie Duncan present.
Has everybody read the minutes for the May 7th, 2026 meeting?
I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the May 7th, 2026 meeting. Second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on new business, we have the BZA 26-001 O'Brien. The petitioner is requesting approval of variances to reduce the side setbacks from 10 feet to 0.50 feet on the north side of the property and from 10 feet to 5 feet on the south side of the property. The subject property is zoned medium density residential R2, contains 0.67 acres and is located at 233 North High Street. The petitioner and owner are David O'Brien. This is continued from 5/7/26 to remedy a termite issue. And I provide on the public meeting 6:02. Public hearing, I should say. David, you got anything you want to say?
No, I don't believe so.
Anybody else out there got anything to say?
I just want assurance that the termite issue,
Name and address, please.
Shane Childress, 25 West Oak Street. I just want to make sure that the termite issue has been addressed and remedied.
Have you seen a copy of the report?
I have not, I just have the agenda. But that my only concern is the termites.
It does. Agrees with you. David, is that something that they have to come back and retreat?
I'm not real sure that there was some conditions in your staff report, I believe, that require me to have them come back and do a check between now and the next 6 weeks.
But they didn't tell you otherwise, without us recommending that they would be back.
So,
Goes on here, they dug a trench and treated it outside the home. Did they do anything on the inside?
the type of treatment that they do is just done on the outside because the termites come in from the ground on the outside.
But then what kills the ones that are already in the house?
They don't, it's my understanding of what they said, they don't actually live in the house, they come in there to feed. And then they go back down around on the outside.
Okay. And that lot is actually over half an acre.
.67. Guess that's all we're at is.
So it's deep then, is that what I'm getting, because it's so narrow on the front?
Yes. It's 105 feet deep.
Okay.
My other question to you would be, termites are never so bad. What are you gonna do when you tear into the house and find out it's been destroyed by them?
I'm sorry?
What are you gonna do if you go to remodel and find out the interior is destroyed by the termites?
I'll have to do more repairs.
Is the setback on the north side of the property already at 6 inches? And we're just granting the variance so that it's covered for you to make changes?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes, I mean, it is 6 inches.
Okay. Okay.
And the new structure is gonna be at that too, right?
Yes.
Anybody else got any questions or anything?
Darren, can you hear me?
John?
Can you hear me okay?
No, you need to turn it up.
One more time, John.
Can you hear me now?
Here you
Yeah,
go.
we got you.
Okay. My concern is we were notified that there was a pin for his corner of his property line that was not in the same area where he said he found the pin. It was actually about 5 feet over towards Shelley's house. And that's we've been trying to get somebody out there to survey the property for us for 2 months now, and everybody I've called isn't coming out. So I don't know who else to try and contact. But our concern is the property line. I'm just I understand that he's not going to go beyond the house much, but the termites is I never saw the thing that it was cleared, but I'm more worried about when he goes to tear it apart and those termites start to run, what kind of reassurance are we going to have that our property is going to be protected? We've already spent over $1,000 trying to pre-prep our property, but that's no guarantee that they're not going to attack our property. I don't know what to do. If I get termites from this, I'm not going to be happy.
Unfortunately, John, since there's already termites there, I think it's really not gonna matter whether he tears it apart or not. If they're gonna come that way, they're gonna come that way. It's kind of like mice or any other vermin.
Yeah, they're gonna run all directions.
Well, I'd rather not have any of the. I know they don't know property lines, and I get that, but the material when he takes it apart to keep it off our property, because I'm trying to do everything I can to protect this house, and I'm scared that our investment is going to go to crap.
And we do have a stipulation that was given to us.
Maybe, Sharon, maybe you should read Deb's recommendation since she's not here and on the call to do that.
That's what I was just looking at. Her staff recommendation says they're recommending that the BZA approve the variance to reduce the side setbacks as requested with the following conditions. Per the recommendation of the Terminex technician, proof of follow-up terminate site visit shall be performed between July 3rd and August 19th to ensure the effectiveness of the treatment. In order to ensure that improvements to the home are made promptly, building permits for the remodel and addition on the home shall be secured by September 2nd, 2026. In parentheses, it says within 60 days of the BZA's decision, unless the BZA decides otherwise. Per the recommendation of the termination commission, proof of another subterranean termite treatment shall be provided around the foundation of the addition before a certificate of occupancy is issued. Unless a building permit is secured, the variance shall expire December 31st, 2026. So she's having us recommend that he have the place treated again once it's done.
Okay.
And she has,
Okay.
in the meantime, she can talk to the exterminator that come in there.
Okay. My other question is when I know Dave, I've known Dave for years, and when he originally talked to us about this, there was no plans of what he was going to build or not, and that's what we're concerned is. He going to build something that's going to have a ton of windows that takes away our privacy of our property, and I haven't heard on what he's going to build.
Dave, could you answer that for him?
Are there windows on that side of the house already?
Yes.
And they've been there for how long?
There's one and all of the, shade is all broke from everybody who's lived there and looked in our backyard. Repeatedly. And then I brought that.
The one in the front room,
And I brought, no, the one in the back,
the one in the back?
the one in the back that has no floor because the termites ate all of it. And it's down.
It's in the laundry room.
Put any windows, add any more windows to that side of the house. But you had mentioned to me, your concern with privacy with the renters that have been there before. You're blaring out the window at you and I was planning on doing away with the one at the back of the house. I think there's one on the front.
Yeah, that one doesn't.
Yeah, that one's more, looks over at your house and stuff, not in your backyard. So I was planning not to do away with that one and not add any more to that side of the house. Just for your privacy.
My biggest concern is when I signed the first thing that I'll notarize. My understanding was is so that you could start working on that old house to get rid of the bones as soon as possible, and then you were tearing it down to bones, and nothing was going to be left. Is what I was told, and not that there was going to be any wood left from the termites or anything. That was all going to strip there and start all over, and that's why I was like that. And we. And to Shelley, the next door neighbor on the north side, and told her that because that was my concern too. My other concern is, we were blocked in the other day. We love Jones Tree Service, that's who we always suggest, but we were blocked in the other day and he couldn't get out of the driveway and go to work. Because they were in front of our driveway, in front of the driveway, not in the driveway yet. Not even started there. And we had no thought when we were signing that first was that there was gonna be foundation put or any of that. We never saw the paperwork prior to signing that first, that he could come in and do construction and build on.
I know, but I mean, I don't think you're ever guaranteed if somebody buys something next to you, you're not guaranteed what they're gonna do with their property.
No, I'm
So,
more concerned about
this is
the
more-
utilization of my
this is
property.
more a civil issue than whether we're approving this variance. I mean, I do understand your concerns, I would have them as well. But, you know, unfortunately, there's some things that really aren't under our control.
My concern is being blocked in the other day. I think it should be reasonable that at least we have at least 24 hours notice before they start working so I can get. I mean, we all know I got a lot of cars. I got to move things around, and I got to move things around to give them access to walk back there. Because I know they got to come and take that other tree, and I don't want them to try and cut that tree down when both my trucks are sitting back there. So I would really like notice before they do anything else.
And nothing's
Please.
turning on my property at all.
But David, can you work that out where they get 24 hours notice if somebody's coming in to do some work?
Well, yeah. So to what? Sorry. Go ahead.
David.
I'm sorry.
Jones Tree Service, took out the front tree. I asked them, please let me know in advance when they were gonna do it. Because Michelle on the left side has a real anxious dog and she wanted to be home to keep the dog calm when they did it. They said they would. Well, I got a message from Michelle, last week, one day, that, they were there and they cut the tree down and I didn't give her any notice. So I called them and they said they forgot they were supposed to give me notice. It's not a spur of the moment thing that they could get in there and do it. They told me they would give me notice, but they didn't. And then they did give me notice the other day that they were coming back on Tuesday this week. That was yesterday, and they didn't come. As soon as they give me notice, I can give someone notice, but if they don't give me any, I can't, they said they would, but I can't control them.
I get that.
Fair enough.
They make a turn around over,
Yeah, I get it.
and they had their Detroit, where Ace Place is, they had that whole driveway block. We got an 86 man using a trailer and you couldn't get to his house.
Yeah, we talked to Nikki about when she came by, because we said we didn't want that tree onto our property when they go to remove it. And then Shelley said that well, they could bring the truck up there to cut. And then Shelley said that she could remove some of the fence so that they could come out of the parts of the tree out through that side on her driveway on that side.
I would say the blame on that part was on the tree service. So they didn't notify anybody, they were doing that work over there, or we let the kids know that he needed to get out of there that day, because if they had an emergency, nobody could have got to
We
him.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
We didn't get a phone.
So beside that, anybody else that comes in work, can you give them 24-hour notice that you're going to need access to the driveway?
Yes, I can do that. Most of the time, it'll be myself and my own workers.
Now, are you giving them access to the driveway?
That's what they said.
Because in the letter in the back says no. They don't want them on their property whatsoever.
She doesn't want any of the debris or anything going off the house to be left
She
on.
signed the first one stating giving them access to use the driveway.
The
And
second,
like Rob
Yeah,
said,
the second one is anything about old house. I don't want on my property.
That's understanding. Wasn't plan on having.
anything that could be infested with the termites should go on across not the county line, the property.
Yeah, I just don't want it
Take
a
it off.
possibility. I mean,
I understand termites don't know boundary lines. And I get that. And I know there's a somewhat of a risk going into it. It's just, we'd like to try and keep it as minimum as possible. That's all.
We can't blame you for that.
I'm sorry?
Anybody else to say?
Yeah. So I just want to, verify that
State your name.
Lori Easton, 25 West Hope Street. That Mr. O'Brien knows that, construction code, building code states that properties must be at least 5 feet apart. If not, there has to be a firewall in between those properties. So the new part of the building will have to be built, firewall on both sides, correct?
Yeah, it was stated in the, conditions that the building inspector would require that.
Thanks, Lori. Got anything else, John?
No, I can't think of anything.
Anybody else? Well, I think if we make a motion to approve this, we need to add staff recommendation on 4 parts of that. In our agreement.
Sharon, can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I don't want Shane Childers, 25 Oak Street.
We know, we could, guys.
I don't want to beat a dead horse. I was unable to attend your last meeting in person. I had written a letter and asked for it to be read in the record. What the gentleman does with his property, it doesn't concern me other than the termites, because I am within a block of his house. There's one house that separates me from his. And in my letter, I asked that no construction be performed until the termite situation was taken care of. According to that paper that you showed me, he did have it treated, but it doesn't say that they're taken care of.
I had that thing off.
And I understand that staff recommendations is recommending it to be retreated here in the next 30 days. But as a homeowner to this property, I'm basically begging you to put something in there to hold his feet to the fire that they can't. When they have to leave, he has to get rid of them. I mean, he could do the work, treat it. They're not extinct. Maybe they went back down in the ground. And then now they're going to come back up the next time they hatch and start eating the new construction or the neighbor's house or any of our homes. I just want to make sure that the termite situation is fully remedied somehow. Somehow we know that yes, Mr. O'Brien followed through and he did A, B, and C, and the termites are gone. That's all I have. I am afraid of the termites. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask a question to everybody. Under those circumstances, anybody got a recommendation of what we can do?
What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get it treated between July 3rd and the 19th. Want another treatment before
He's
that?
just getting it inspected between July 3rd and August 19th. Proof of follow-up termite site visit shall be performed. I take that as an inspection. I don't take
I
that
took
as
it as a treat.
Right, that is an inspection to see what the first treatment, if the first treatment did everything that needed to do.
Sure. Treatment. So I would think if it's inspected at that point, you're still signing with termites, then we could require that it be treated again.
Or I think maybe if we acquire a certificate from Terminex that all
See, that's what I thought we asked.
all evidence of termites
He was supposed to
be
be approved
had
that they were
before building permits are issued.
We
That's my fear is that you approve this and then he can file for permits and the next thing you know, they turn the back of the house off and they're full of bugs.
And I mean, I understand that they're telling you they go back in the ground, they don't stay in the house, but if that's the case, why are so many houses, why do they have to be tenanted when they have termites to make
Well,
sure?
that's a different type of termite.
Well.
They don't use normally use it in Louisiana. It's more of a Florida thing.
I got a question.
Okay.
Do they normally, is there some type of a warranty through Terminex that if they come back like within a year or something, they'll come back out and treat again?
Good question. I don't know. Did they give you any kind of warranty?
No, not that I know of.
I always understood you had to treat termites like at least 3 times to get rid of it. But I can't swear to that. That's what I've always been told.
You know, I know Christy Kaufman's got they come out once a month and inspect and treat. She's on a plan for them for a year. You know, maybe that's something that can be recommended that he would have it set up for a year to make sure that the termites were eradicated and protects everybody else.
One time when I met out there with you, John, you told me you guys cut a tree down in your backyard and it was full of termites.
Oh, I know. And
Okay.
and we treated it and we treated for it. I'm not look they again, it's nothing personal. I'm just wanting to protect as many people as we possibly can protect. That's why we treat. That's why we start as soon as we found out about it, we started treating. I've got stakes all the way around the house in the ground for ours, and we've sprayed the property, we've sprayed the house down, we've done everything that we possibly can. And then they come out every month and they check the baits.
Yeah, they check the bait to see if it's being eaten by the termites, to my understanding.
Yeah.
And then if they are, then they put in whatever they use to get rid of the termites and replace the bait with that. So the termites come back, they eat the poison and take it back to the nest. But I don't know everything about termites, but that's what they explained to me. The bait stations, they set out, do that, and then when they can come back and inspect that, and then they find that they're coming there and eating the bait, then they replace it with whatever poison or chemical they use to terminate the termites. For the bait station.
And I'm also
In my house is how they dug down and even across the front doors on the concrete, they drilled the concrete and injected this chemical that most people can't, anybody in Indiana can't buy it. It's a restricted chemical that they use to kill the termites. And he said it doesn't kill them right away. They pass through it. They get it on their little bodies or whatever. They go back in the nest. And it gets on the other termites. He said it takes a little while to kill them, but it's very effective.
and the only other thing that I wanted to mention was I'm with all the heavy equipment going up and down my driveway, I'm worried about that driveway getting ruined. We just spent money and had that driveway redone a couple years ago. And with those heavy trucks, I am really concerned about that driveway getting worse. We're already having it washed out from the guttering system that was there originally.
He said that he would return the driveway to better or to up to what it is now or better.
I just want that for the record, that's all. Okay, I'm done.
Any more thoughts? So what's everybody think about having them do at least one more treatment? And then have them come out and test once a month the next year? That sound reasonable?
Could we talk with the termite company to see if that's feasible, if that's something that they would need to do, really?
I don't know that we have authority to do that. I mean, this comes in where we should have legal counsel. Because, I mean, I don't want us overstepping our bounds to require, I mean, I think we could require proof that of successful treatment and that the termites have been eradicated, but as to how they do it.
We asked for that the last time, we didn't get it.
Right.
We asked for them to bring proof that there was no termites, but they were wrong. And all we got was where it's treated. So do we want to table it for another month and wait till we get something from the exterminator saying they're gone?
And we simply approve it with the condition of the building permit be issued. So what's
I'm good with that. I mean, we're already into July. I would hate to make it wait till our August meeting, which would mean it could possibly be September before it gets started. I mean,
And then you're talking winter.
exactly.
What was Deb's recommendation for his permit issuance?
Check for me if they,
Yeah,
But within 60 days, I believe.
Yeah.
yes, within 60
Within
days.
6 days of our decision.
I think that should probably be changed to within 60 days of proof of termite extermination.
We want to say extermination or proof that they're gone.
Eradication.
successful treatment?
And like I do the ants and go out there and just stomp them and say, die, 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 and tell on their little friends.
I literally was doing that.
So Deb did talk to the, terminus exterminator, and she did feel confident that, if he got his building permits in by September 2nd or whatever, and then, that they have another subterranean termite treatment around the foundation of the addition before a certificate of occupancy is issued. So, you know, they could do the work and get the work done and everything, but they wouldn't get the certificate of occupancy until they did have that second treatment. And
Right, but that's the certificate of occupancy, that's not.
If he goes in there and starts working, there's still termites. If they
Yeah.
start running, they're going to go to everybody else's property. That's what we're trying to prevent. We like to get him killed before he does it.
Okay. And I just want to clarify something here, because this is why I was asking about how big your property was. On our agenda, it says it contains 0.67 acres. But if you look at the application, it's actually 0.067. So it is not over half an acre. I did not think it was, because mine is not that big and I've got a pretty deep lot. So that was my reason for questioning that earlier, so.
I'm glad you caught that, because I didn't catch that. So do we want to make the recommendation then that he can't get a permit until he can prove that the termites are gone? Or are the other stipulations here?
I would agree with that.
Or we need to make a motion? This isn't. I guess I need to close the public hearing first. We'll close the public hearing at 6:33. Somebody want to make a motion?
Well, are we keeping first thing? So keeping everything, but just changing this to be.
But
Change it
building after the date, I would suggest.
Okay, the permits. Or no permits to approve the termites are gone.
I'm gonna give this a try. I make a motion that we approve the variance to reduce the side setbacks as requested with the following conditions. Per the recommendation of the Terminex technician, proof of a follow-up Terminex site visit shall be performed between July 3rd and August 19th to ensure the effectiveness of the treatment. And that no building permits can be issued until we have been given proof that the termites are eradicated. Per the recommendation of the Terminex technician, proof of another subterranean termite treatment shall be provided around the foundation of the addition before a certificate of occupancy is issued. And unless a building permit is secured, the variance shall expire December 31st, 2026.
I do think we need in there though, that the building permit needs to be issued within 60 days of getting the permit of the eradication.
Okay, so amend my second point to be that no building permits can be given until we receive proof of eradication, but then you must get them within 60 days of that,
Our decision.
of the decision.
That sound right?
No, within 60 days of the proof of eradication.
Okay, I don't think those bugs are gonna be 100% gone ever. So I don't really think they're gonna be able to give you guys any kind of a guarantee that those bugs are gone.
Yeah, this is why.
Okay, would you like to speak with that? So we're going over 7.
Rescind my motion.
So yeah, you want to talk to Deb? Sure. Then she can relay what, hello?
All right, there you go.
Okay. So I'm not sure, they're not gonna be able to give them a 100% guarantee that the bugs are gone, correct?
But if Terminex Tech can do a site visit and confirm that these are contained, I think that's the best we can hope for.
And is he concerned that disturbing the area, like with the building, the construction stuff will do anything? The Terminex person?
Well, that's why he recommended a follow-up visit and then a re-application after the foundation for the additions been put in.
Okay.
So how do we know that the bugs aren't running during this time on the other people's property?
I couldn't hear her.
She said, how do they know that the bugs aren't running onto other people's property during this time?
Around. And the infection treatment is like a poison, so even if they do try to leave this way, they're gonna die and bring that poison with them. At least that's what the tech has explained to me.
Okay. So you already put your recommendations in there. Does anybody else have any questions?
Simply state something about if they're not contained, you know. Something like that. Because he can come back and inspect and tell us if they're contained or not, or if they're not.
So they're not contained, whether treatment was needed.
Once again, I think we need something in writing from him that they are contained.
I mean, it's my thought is if they go start working on the house and they're still active, then they take off to other people's properties. It's too late to stop them then. We're trying to stop them before that happens.
Do you have anything else, Deb?
I don't.
Okay. All right, well, let them make it. Make their decision.
So we can do.
Let's do what we have.
So as a forward. It's not being taken, it's being. Rather treatment. Should.
Right, on the, just like what Deb said, then.
And then if it's not taking impairments, actually. That way he doesn't have to wait another month for his.
That's fine, so you just read this here.
Well, I'm doing, somebody else making
You
motion.
volunteer.
No.
I can't do it, so.
So he has to be able to provide documentation that the termites are contained. But if it's not, then another treatment must be performed.
That's what this, sorry, that's what we said. Now we.
But we're not changing it. Oh, okay, then I make a motion, the BZA approves the variance to reduce the setbacks as requested with the following conditions. For the recommendation of the Terminex technician, proof of a follow Terminex site visit shall be performed between July 3rd and August 19th to ensure the effectiveness of the treatment. 2, in order to ensure that improvements to the home are made promptly, building permits for the remodel and addition of the home shall be secured by September 2nd, 2026, within 60 days of the BZA's decision unless the BZA decides otherwise. 3, per the recommendation of the Terminex technician, proof of another subterranean termite treatment shall be provided around the foundation of the addition before a certificate of occupancy is issued. And 4, unless a building permit is secured, the variance shall expire December 31st, 2026.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, we got that done. Is there any new business from the floor? Anybody up here got any new business? No announcements? Motion.
I make the motion, we adjourn.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye. Meeting is adjourned 6:42.